Hi, in this video tutorial, we'll be looking at using HID inputs in the form of game controllers with VDMX. This is a fun way of playing with different forms of interfaces besides your iPad or a MIDI controller, something you could just pass off to somebody to play with. You could use it in a lot of different ways, and think of it more of a secondary controller often. So to begin, I've got this controller, which is a generic one that I just bought off the internet. It wasn't very expensive, and it connects over USB. And then I've also got a Sony PlayStation 3 controller, which connects over Bluetooth. So to begin, we're going to look at the USB-based one, and I'm just going to plug that into my computer. And to begin, I'm going to go to the plugin section of the Workspace Inspector, and I'm going to add a new HID input plugin. If I go under this menu here, I'll just see that I have a generic USB joystick option. And a list of all of the different data sources that are available will show up here. You might not know what each one means. Offhand, you can rename them if you need to, but one thing you can do is just hit the continuous detect mode in, say, the media bin, and assign a bunch of buttons. And then, for example, these will be used to trigger different clips. So that's how you would use one that connects over USB. Next up, though, I'm just going to switch over to using this one, which connects over Bluetooth, which is great if you want to just pass off the controller to somebody else at a show to play with. So in order to work with this, I have to do one extra step first, which is to switch over to my system preferences. And in the Bluetooth section, I'm going to have to pair this controller. So to begin, I'm going to press the PlayStation button in the middle, and I'll get this pairing request. And I'm going to type in 4 zeros and hit return, and it'll pair. And it'll take a few seconds. But when it's finished, it'll show up in the list in my system preferences. So it'll just take another few moments. You get to sit and wait tensely. Hello, controller. Well, might not be showing up in that list there, but VDMX already sees it, even if the system preferences don't. So I'm going to pick it from the menu here, and once again, I can inspect it and see a list of all of the controls. So if you want to get started very quickly, there's a template actually. Right here it says PS3 controller template. And I'll move the Workspace Inspector out of the way. And this is a bunch of controls already set up. And you'll see that there's a control surface mapped out that shows you the values of everything pre-configured, including the left and right buttons, so as you press these. And these are already mapped to different effects. I think it switches effects when you toggle down, so you can do kind of neat things with those. And yeah, you could remap it if you need to. This control surface can be used as a starting point. And you can see that these joysticks here just come in as values instead of coming in as button presses like these guys. And of course, you can map these however you want once they're inside of VDMX. And these triggers here work as well. So you could have quite a bit of fun with it. These are nice for using the center position of effects. And these can be nice for using triggers in the media bin, whether it's random clip or right now in the default one, these are set to next and previous clip in your respective left and right bins. And the middle buttons are set to do the crossfader. So you can do a mix or left and right. But once again, this is just kind of a example one. I have this button set to strobe so that you can do kind of these bumper effects when things happen on beat. But it's totally up to you what your different technique is for how you want to have things triggered off of these. One other thing to note is that if you're using the Sony controller, if you've already used it with your computer or your PlayStation, there's this little button on the back, and you might just need to stick a paperclip into the back of that for 1 second in order to reset its pairing. But otherwise, it's a pretty easy controller to use, and it can be a lot of fun at a show. So use this one as a starting point, or just pick it from the HID menu in your own project starting from scratch. So thanks for watching. If you have any questions, please let us know.